Alright, I said it was coming. It's finally here. The 55-gallon first episode. The 55-gallon, I started 3-4 years ago? Something like that. And it was originally a 29-gallon. And yes, I put a yellow tang in a 29-gallon. But this tang was very small when I got it. Now guys, I will tell you this now. A tang this big does not need 4 feet of space to swim. That's insane. So I wait till it got a little bigger, and it's in the 55 now. It's been in there about what, almost a year now. So what we got going on here? One of the first saltwater fish I've ever gotten, my yellow-tailed damsel. I named it Spyro after the Spyro the Dragon. He was one of my first, and I had a blue damsel too. When I was getting to the saltwater hobby, I had too many fish, like freshwater. Didn't know. I lost my blue damsel. Then I got this boy, my yellow tang, my pride and joy. That's the whole reason I got into saltwater. I was like 4 or 5. I went in my local pet store, same one. I saw one of these fish, and I was like, oh my god, that fish is beautiful. And I made it my dream one day to own one of those. And I finally got one a couple years ago. And you know, I was going down the roads of life, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna get it. And Petco was like, you're not ready for it. And I got mad, but I'm glad they didn't give it to me, because I would have killed it probably. And I'm glad I finally have a yellow tang and I knew how to care for it. And you're probably going to say, well, you have yellow tang in the 55-gallon and you're not caring for it, right? Do you see all this space? Do you see how I've arranged the rock work so it still has lots of swimming space, hiding spots? It's okay, guys. Now, it is a Fowler tank. I can't turn it into a reef because... where's he at? That fish right there. My black damsel, a.k.a. blue fin damsel, a.k.a. angel damsel, a.k.a. ribbon damsel. So let's go to the fish. That bad boy. I got him, and where's he at? Where is he at? Alright, he's not coming out when I want him. Well, there's a marine clownfish in here. I'll get him in a minute. I got those guys a little over a year ago, or maybe 2 years, I don't know, at Petco in Maryland with my girlfriend. The algae blenny isn't here because there he is. I saw him swim. There he goes. There's the maroon. He's actually pretty nice, guys. He always comes up for food. I don't mean to tease him. They all do. So that's some healthy fish, guys. When your fish do that, they want to eat. And I'm not going to tease them too much. I'm going to give them some special treats tonight. So let's go to the fish. Yellowtail, damsel, maroon. The bicolor blenny, I got that because I had hair algae, and I didn't want to run a protein skimmer, and the nitrates were a little high, but they're not dangerous to a fish hive. There's my firefish goby. I got those two together the same day. It was between him and a Royal Grama, and they said the Royal Grama put up a better fight because these fish have been in this tank a while and claimed their territory, and I agree with that. But I had a feeling that the firefish would be fine, and he got picked on a little, but you know, the firefish, they call it a dart fish for a reason. It can clearly, you know, dart this tank before you even know it. The fish can't catch it. The troublemaker of the tank, he's not really causing much trouble anymore because I have a lot of live rock. Now I know it's not enough live rock, but I've got good flow on that rock. You really can't see it, but that's 1,800 gallons per hour on these rocks. And the filter, I leave it down a little because I want flow through those rocks. So I got enough biological filtration. If you want to say I don't, then how come my fish are still living? The reason I'm being so, what's the word, bitchy in this video, because a lot of people see saltwater tanks and all they do is rant and rant and rant about the videos. And if you're going to do that to my videos, just don't watch them, guys. This is supposed to be a fun, educational videos. I do these things to help people in the hobby getting started, or people like me who just keep them as pets. Who am I forgetting in this tank? The firefish, I got it just because, you know, it's pretty. I like them. Yellowtail damsel, bicolor blenny, hair algae problem. Now, you probably see a lot of green coralline. I leave it on there for 2 reasons. I'm lazy, and I just don't feel like scraping it off. And 2, my yellow tang likes it. So what do we got going on here, guys? Actually, all this rock is not live rock. That piece down there is old. It's a piece of rock from Walmart. I had it a long time ago when I had no live rock. Look at that maroon. I love those things. Can't wait till it gets big. What else is not real? That's not real. But I keep it in there for the firefish goby, because you can see it's darting in and out of that. You gotta have a little spot for a firefish, guys. Actually, it's best you have several spots they can dart to. But you know, my firefish, this is why they only need a 10 gallon. He does not come out of this area right here unless he wants food. And I have the flow going that way for a reason, because when I drop the food in, look at the way it's coming. He smells it, it comes right to him. Like I said, have a plan. That little thing, they used to pick on the yellow-tailed damsel. He's actually got a fake piece of one of those neon-looking caves in there. It's behind the, I didn't want it to show, but he can get in there if he wants to, man. It's behind those pieces of live rock. My filter, you know, I love these things. I might get a better one or another one. It's just a simple hang on the back filter. I got some sponges back there in the compartments. I got some ChemiPure. Just increase the biological. Why do I have it so low? Because I want air in my tank. And you're probably like, air is not good for a reef. Yes, it's not good for a reef, but it's good for fish because, you know, they like the current, and it's just oxygenating the water, and that oxygen that's what's feeding your good bacteria. Like I said, it's a 55-gallon tank. It's not a deep sand bed. I don't believe in deep sand beds for fish-only tanks. It's probably an inch, if that. I'm serious. If you tried the shallow sand bed for a fish-only system, you're going to find out that it's superior, very superior. You don't run into sulfuric acid and stuff like that. Seawater and what's it called? Carbon dioxide. It makes sulfuric acid. So we get both of those in the tank. Triggers, and sulfuric acid will kill all your fish instantly. It never happened to me, but I've heard stories when people, they don't clean their deep sand bed, or they don't have invertebrates to do it, or their sand bed is not live. They'll decide to clean it one day. I say my firefish right there, and maybe he's swimming around. I clean that little spot, and a bubble comes up. It'll kill the fish instantly. At least that's what I've heard. I've never experienced it, and I hope I never will. That's why I have a shallow sand bed. Glass thermometers. I keep those because they're cheap and they're easy to read. I keep the back wall core lined up for the tang. I don't have a protein skimmer for the tang because I never feed it the seaweeds. I feed it a little, it's seaweed in the food that's mixed for the herbivores and carnivores, because I've got carnivores, herbivores. Those yellow tangs will eat meat. Omnivores. What's going on here? The heater, I don't know. I don't remember the technological parts, like, oh, I've got a 20 watt something heater that can dish out so many volts per, I don't remember that, and I really don't care what the names are. As long as it's good, as long as it works, I'm fine. I'm not in the maybe I should say that. If you get in the reefs, they are addicting. They are, honestly. Just don't get addicted to the point where you're like getting the best of the best pumps just because you have something to show for it. That's when this hobby can really take a pull in your wallet. I'm not addicted. I mean, I've got a pond. Well, I used to have a pond, but yeah, we're gonna remake that pond because I have koi. It was only a temporarily pond. I've got a 55-gallon you're looking at now. I've got a 10-gallon reef about to be a 20-gallon. I've got a 29-gallon freshwater system, a couple betas. Betas really don't count because, they can live in a toilet. Alright guys, my time's kind of getting short, and I don't want to spend all night uploading a video. So, my yellow tang, that's the beauty of the tank. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something about this tank. Any problems I've run in this tank? Yeah, him. He used to be very, 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 very aggressive. But my yellow tang, set him in place with this built-in razor. every time. He tried to mess with them a couple times, but you know, that scalpel on the back, you don't want to mess with them. The maroon, oh, I love. It's a very nice maroon, and that technically maroons most time are nice. Just don't get a, like, how to say this. They're nice until you get an anemone. Then they'll take over your tank. They will defend that anemone with their life. Other problems. He used to pick on the firefish. Not him. The bicolor blending used to pick on the firefish. And actually, all of them will do that. So watch out when you get those guys. Yellowtail damsel's nice. First fish I've got. Hope he lives a lot longer. Other problems. Never really had a hair allergy problem because the tang and